After landing his plane, Hauptmann Büchner came up to me and said, "Von Berg, I would have expected you to escape from the area when I engaged the enemy Nieuport. What possessed you to dive into the fight and chase him?" "Herr Hauptmann," I replied, "I was in a good position to do so and thought that, together, we have a better chance of defeating him." He tilted his head to the side and gave me an appraising look before saying, "I appreciate your aggressiveness and initiative. They are good qualities for a pilot. But you are not flying a pursuit plane, and you don't know how nimble they can be. You surprised and scared that French pilot, but he could have outmaneuvered you if he had kept his wits." "Herr Hauptmann, that may be so, but that would have given you the chance to get behind him. I know you would have been able to do so. I do have experience flying a Fokker myself." "You do? How intriguing. And say, how did you acquire that experience?" "Well, you see, a few months ago, while I was still in pilot training, I made a solo flight to Sedan when my engine suddenly started to knock. I immediately diverted to Martincourt and made an emergency landing there just before my engine started to seize up. This engine is thoroughly busted, and we don't have the parts here to repair it. You're not flying anywhere with that thing." Harsh words from the mechanic. I telephoned my home field and told them of my predicament. A motorcycle would be sent the next day to pick me up. That means that I would have to spend the night here, which did give me time to admire the Fokker Eindecker planes that they had here. The flight leader gave me a tour of the plane, and I had all kinds of questions about how it handles in the sky. More in jest than anything else, I asked if I could take it out for a spin. To my great surprise, he said yes. And so I suddenly found myself in the cockpit of a Fokker Eindecker. I got a thorough explanation of what to expect when flying this plane. It had a rotary engine that exerted a powerful centrifugal force. This would be very noticeable when taking off or turning, and I was advised to give it a lot of rudder on takeoff. The wings don't have ailerons. The plane is turned by literally warping the wings. This enables very sudden and sharp turns, and I should be careful with that. Once the rotary engine started, the plane just started to speed down the field. I did my best to keep it straight with the rudder, but it was a very different experience compared to my Aviatik that I have flown so far. Once I had wobbled up into the air, I noticed how maneuverable but also unstable the Eindecker was. Each control input, even a minuscule one, had an immediate reaction. I was not prepared for how it felt to turn this plane. When you bank the plane over to one side, you feel how the wing on that side loses lift and just drops down. Overall, you have to be much more aware and active on the controls to keep this plane level. However, I soon got used to it, and I started to appreciate its speed, the great visibility that it offered in all directions, and its turning abilities. This would be a great plane to fly, and I could see how the machine gun, synchronized with the propeller and able to fire through it, could put fear into the hearts of Allied pilots. The Eindecker is not available in great numbers. Only 1 or 2 machines are given to the highest ranking pilots of each squadron. But still, in the past few months, the pilots in these aircraft have shot down numerous British and French planes. The idea of becoming a pursuit pilot appealed to me. I would try to become one. But first I had to land this plane. You don't slow down by throttling down, you slow down by blipping the engine, which basically means to interrupt the ignition for a short time. To my surprise, I found out that when the engine is not pulling and exerting its centrifugal force, the plane is quite easy to fly. Landing was no problem at all, and I taxied to the side of the field. I got out and thanked the flight leader profusely for letting a novice pilot have a go at this plane. I promised that I would send over a bottle of really good wine as soon as I'm able to. He said that he's looking forward to it and then asked me what I meant by novice pilot. Oh, I don't think he knew that I'm still learning to fly. Well, I explained the situation, apologized for the confusion, and promised that it wouldn't just be one bottle of wine. I'd send over a case. And that is how I came to fly a Fokker for the first time. I concluded my tale. For the first time, huh? I sensed that there is more to this story. We will continue this conversation another time. Now let's go and report the results of our flight. On the next day, I once again flew to the front. This time accompanied once again by Hauptmann Büchner and also a second Aviatik. With the increased enemy activity in the area, another pair of machine guns was very welcome. It was a day with a thick layer of low clouds, and sadly, none of the pictures we took through gaps in the clouds were any good. But at least we had not been shot at by enemy guns. It was a calm and pleasant flight. Today is the 11th of November. They are sending us up again, this time to take notes of enemy positions, movements, and the effect of our artillery. Hello there, and welcome to a new episode of our amazing Wings Over Flanders Fields campaign, where we are playing as the German pilot Felix von Berg in November 1915, flying a lovely two-seater for FFA 62 in Flanders. In the previous episode, we had an enemy fighter try to sneak up on us from below, but we spotted him in time. And our escort, that was I think Hauptmann Max Büchner, and ourselves, we dived on him. And my observer managed to get a really good salvo into him. But, well, he kind of got away. I followed him for a while, but failed to notice that he actually went down. So I did not claim him, and therefore we still have 0 kills. Let's see if we can maybe change that today. So, before we go into the mission, in the last episode I've taken some time to introduce you to our pilot. Today I want to introduce you to our squadron, but first I should mention that in the meantime, in between the last episode and today's episode, I've already flown one mission where we just had to recon the front lines, take some photos, and nothing happened. It was a pretty eventless flight. Let's see what happens today. Okay, but now first for the squadron. Let's go to the duty room. And here we have all the members of the squadron, with their number of kills, with their current status, everybody is in service right now, and with the aircraft that are assigned to them. This block down here, those are the observers. And the first one is assigned to me. Okay. Let's go to each individually and take a look at them. In position number 1 we have the newest member of the squadron. He transferred to the squadron a few days ago, Leutnant der Reserve Ernst Hess, so Lieutenant of the Reserve Ernst Hess. A respectable flyer that holds some promise. This guy is actually a historic ace. And by that I mean that this person existed in real life and was transferred to the squadron at about this time. Unfortunately there seems to be no photo available for him, so that's why we can't see how he looks. So far he has not shot down anything, but that will come in time, when he does so historically. Then he will get those kills credited to him here. The aces in this game, they work in such a way that, let's say that you see them flying missions and such, and well, nothing's happening. They are getting kills here on the days when they got them historically. So not necessarily when you see them shoot down something in mission. Also, the historic aces, should they themselves be shot down, they are not killed. They are wounded and then return to service. They die when they have died in real life. Let's go on. Next one, Max Immelmann. Also a historic ace. And quite a famous one. He's the guy after whom the Immelmann maneuver is named. An excellent leader, flyer and marksman with brilliant tactics. To date, he has 6 confirmed kills already, which is a lot for the time. He was one of the leading aces at the time. That, by the way, also tells you how special it is at this time in the war for somebody to shoot down anything, because 6 is really a lot, and this guy was showered with medals for these 6 kills. Next one, Hauptmann Max Büchner, fictional character. And, well, we can see here, good pilot, enjoys flying, quite keen and lively, already 50 missions flown, 56 flying hours and 4 confirmed kills. And because he got those kills since I have begun this campaign, he has also received a medal. Those were counted for the medal. He has received an Iron Cross 2nd class. Then we have Lieutenant Helmut Bär, flying an Aviatik. A good all-round flyer, coping okay with things. 16 missions, 13 flying hours, already 2 kills. Also Iron Cross 2nd class. We have Unteroffizier Ernst Kriener. Great pilot with a good balance, with a good outlook. 38 missions flown, 45 flying hours. Then we have the observers. This is Oberleutnant Otto von Schelicher. He's my observer, he's assigned to me. Superb observing skills with a solid outlook. 61 missions flown, 57 flying hours. Very experienced guy. I'm very happy to have this guy with me. Very happy indeed. We have seen in the previous episode how accurate he can be with the machine gun. Oh, and by the way, the fictional characters, so the non-historic characters, if they die, they die. They are gone. And I don't think I've mentioned that in the previous 2 episodes, but this is a Dead is Dead campaign. The same is true for me. Should I be killed, it's over. The campaign is gone. There's no way to save or to revert to a save. Once you're killed, your pilot is dead, the career is over. So we really should try to avoid that, for as long as possible. The next observer, Oberleutnant Martin Kraft. Superb observing skills, quite keen and lively. 65 missions flown, 60 flying hours. And then we have Lieutenant Rolf Reimann. Effortless natural observer and navigator, seems very happy. 17 missions flown, 17 flying hours. So, he's also kind of new to the squadron, I think. Then we have Lieutenant Rudolf Jeremias. A good observer, seems to be in reasonably good spirits. 63 missions flown, 56 flying hours. Then we have some really experienced observers here. Lieutenant Johann Polowski. Great aviator and observer, often cheerful. 37 missions flown, 38 flying hours. And we have finally Hauptmann Siegfried Wächter. Good awareness in the air, very fair outlook. 30 missions flown, 25 flying hours. Nice. Now I just want to mention one thing. Since Lieutenant der Reserve Ernst Hess has transferred into the squadron, the historic ace, who so far hasn't killed anything, he is flying a Fokker E1. So at this point in time we have 3 pilots flying Fokkers and 3 pilots flying Aviatiks. I guess that's good, because it basically means that we should almost always have an escort going with us. Which is very, very good. It really is. So with that said, let's see, we are starting at just past 9 o'clock in the morning, into partial or scattered clouds. We have 2 escorts with us today, Hauptmann Max Büchner and Lieutenant der Reserve Ernst Hess, both flying Fokker E1. The Fokker E1, by the way, is not a great aircraft, it really isn't. It really isn't. Let me show you what I mean by that. The Fokker E1, power plant, 180 horsepower Oberursel U0 rotary engine. The Fokker E2, that Immelmann is flying one 100 horsepower Oberwursel EU1 rotary engine. So 20 horsepower's difference, and that is a lot. That really is a lot. The E1 at this point in the war is unfortunately severely underpowered. It really is. It's very much outdated at this point already. Let's take a quick look at the news, see if there's anything new. No, the latest news is still from the 7th of November, but we can also take a look at past news articles. For example, this one here. The war in the air from the 1st of November. The air war continues to swing in favor of the Germans. Most Entente aircraft are clearly outclassed by the Eindecker E1s and E2s, and now the E3s are arriving in some numbers. The only fighting scout that can counter the menacing Fokkers appears to be the new Port 10S and FE2B, neither of which are present in anything close to adequate numbers. For the time being, the German scouts have virtual control of the skies over the Western Front. Well, I guess that's a reason why we are not seeing that many enemy planes. These guys are cleaning them all up. And contrary to the scare that the British press tried to put into the people a few months after this, it was not because the Fokker was a super great plane, or because it was far superior to anything that the Entente forces had at that time. No. As it says here, the new Port 10 and the FE2B can match this thing. But it was just how these aircraft were used that was one of the reasons why they were dominating the skies. The pilots were another reason, of course. And the reason number 3, the interrupter gear that allowed them to very accurately aim their machine gun, which is sitting right in front of them here, aim their machine gun and shoot through the propeller, without shooting off the propeller, ideally. Those were basically the reasons. And the Allied aircraft suffered horribly in the sky because of these things. But okay, let's go ahead and see what kind of mission they have in store for us today. By the way, this sim also has lots of historical pictures. It's quite nice. Okay. It is Reconnaissance what we are doing today. My camera is set. Your camera set is in for lens adjustments and repairs. Fly over the region and take notes of true positions and movements. Our destination is the enemy's front sector, British First Army. 14 miles away. We will fly at an altitude of about 2.2 kilometers. And we should not forget to bring a notebook. Kette 1 will assist by flying top cover. Let's take care of this right away. Where's my notebook? Notebook. Good. I'm only taking 75% fuel because the Aviatik has such a huge fuel tank. It has plenty of range, this aircraft, and we don't need that much for a mission like this. So let's see what's planned here. We should fly southeast first to our circle up waypoint. From there, fly up here and then down to the front. I think I'll change this a bit. We'll move the circle up waypoint to the north of Douai here. I think this makes sense. Let me move it to a place where I will be able to find it possibly. Just north, west of Douai, above the road. Makes it easier. From there we are flying to Lens. Well, Lens is here to the north of Lens, and from there we are flying south west to this front sector here. And that is right smack dab in the middle of the battle for Vimy Ridge. This could be a very ugly area to be in. This could really be ugly, and we are not flying super high. Well, today's gonna be interesting. So let's go ahead, go to the field and see what awaits us after I take a quick look at our pilots who are escorting us. Skill on both is excellent. Morale on Hauptmann Max Büchner is only average. He needs some leave. to restore some morale or some victories. Lieutenant der Reserve Ernst Hess, he's in very good spirits. That's nice. Okay, let's go ahead. Off to the field we go. Okay, let's start the engine. And let's go. Open up the throttle. Get her going. And we're in the air. Carefully climbing out. The Fokkers are climbing out as well. Let's adjust our mixture. Good enough. Seems to be fairly cloudy, but it's not too bad. There are large gaps in the cloud, but it looks a little bit more solid over the front lines. Although, no, it doesn't really. It's not too bad. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on these Fokkers. I think I will now turn and start heading to our circle up waypoint. Don't want to get too close to the battlefield over there. We're flying northeast. And we should be at our circle up waypoint fairly soon, where we will hopefully be able to circle up without interference from any enemies. Just checking, making sure that my 6 is clear here. That no enemies hiding above a cloud, waiting to come down, diving down on me. That would be quite horrible. But alright. I will now be, for quite some minutes, busy with circling up. So let's put a little cut in here. And we'll resume the video once I'm in position, or once I'm getting closer to the front lines. Welcome back. We are now almost above the front lines. On the lower left side in the tech view you can actually see where my observer has already identified friendly positions and enemy positions. And behind us we have our lovely escorts that are protecting us. So, in just a few moments, or in just a minute or so, we will be able to take our first notes. And taking notes, well, that's an objective that can be... it can vary a little bit. But let's first take a look down there at the lines. Artillery fire, as always, absolute hell down there. I really wouldn't want to be down there. That must be such a miserable existence. But yeah, getting shelled daily surely is not fun. But we are also getting shelled almost daily, as we are flying across the skies here and flying into the range of enemy anti-aircraft fire. They really do like to take shots at us. They really do. I just have to be... yeah, actually, they're already shooting at my escorts behind me. Or maybe it's aimed at me and it's flying a little bit long. We'll find out in just a moment, but I think they are more likely to aim at the group of 2 guys behind me. So, yeah, they are. I'm just really careful and really observant. I don't want to be jumped again by an enemy plane coming up from behind me, from below me. That experience in the previous mission, oh boy. That could have gone wrong. Very wrong. If my anti-aircraft guns didn't give me a hint that there was something approaching from below, he might have been able to sneak up on us. But okay, here we are. We're arriving above the front lines, and taking notes is... well, the taking of the notes itself is pretty similar to how you take photographs. You have to be in the right area, which I am right now, and then you just take the note. And that's it. Note taken. I can take 5 notes, just the same as with photographs, but here's something that can be a little bit different with notes. Sometimes your objective is to take the notes and then to fly back to your own airfield, which is what we are doing today. That is our task for today. Just take the notes. Our observer will basically have a look at enemy positions on the ground. He will have a look at enemy movements on the ground, and basically just doing all of that, and also noting the fall of our own artillery. That's what he's doing. But sometimes you have a mission to not only take the notes, you also have a mission to bring the notes to a frontline headquarters, or to drop them off there. If you have that objective, then after taking the notes you need to find the frontline headquarters. You need to fly very low above it, like really low, I think below 150 feet or something like that, really, really low. And then you have to drop the bag with the notes on top of it. We are not doing that today. Today our task is simple, just take the notes, fly back to our airfield, and deliver the notes to them. Look at the devastation down there. You see that in some places there are the remains of little villages, of little farms, and it's all just debris now. It's all gone. Everything is devastated. Constant artillery shelling. Really incredible. Really incredible when you think about the conditions that the man on the ground had to face. I actually did read a book. I finished it reading just today, actually. Let me tell you which book it exactly is. I can really recommend it. It is a book written by a French soldier who spent basically almost a whole year on the front lines, in the trenches. And it's absolutely horrific how the conditions are described and the conditions that they had to live through. The book is called, and I'll butcher the pronunciation completely, the book is called Poilu, and that is basically how a word for the French infantry soldier. The World War I notebooks of Corporal Louis Barthas, a barrel maker, 1940 to 1918. I'll put the title on the screen. It's a really good book. It's his personal account of what happened in those years. And it's really, really horrific. Okay. We have taken another set of notes. And as I said, we can take 5 notes. So I will continue to fly back and forth here. And we are gonna take our 5 notes. And then hopefully we will be able to go home without any big trouble. Okay, we are about to take the 3rd note. Wait. That is German anti-aircraft fire. That's trouble. That's a new port approaching. That's 2 new ports approaching. Otto, you better get ready on that machine gun. It looks like we are gonna have some trouble here. Okay, I've taken the 3rd note and we are getting out of here. I'm not sticking around to take more notes. But these guys are approaching fast. My escorts, they seem to be diving towards them. Let's hope they lose enough speed in their turn. Okay, Otto, shoot. Otto's shooting, that's good. And my escorts are diving in, but these guys are close. Come on. Come on, escorts. God damn it, these Fokker ones are just so slow. Okay, one is breaking off. Probably under fire from the Fokkers. One Fokker is on him, the other one is on the guy behind me. I'm in a slow left turn to get back to my own lines and to also give Otto the opportunity to shoot. Because he can't really shoot directly to the rear. But this is tense. Is that Frenchman getting closer or not? Oh, he's shooting, he's shooting, he's shooting. Shit, 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 shit. Shit. He's on me. Shots, more hits. Oh god, he's close. Oh god, he's close. Otto, shoot him! Come on. Okay. I'm just trying to keep out of his guns. Fokker just passed directly in front of me. Where is he? There he is! Shoot him, Otto! Oh my god, why am I not more maneuverable than this? Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. This is really, really, really bad. Otto, goddamn, shoot him or we are done for! Oh, that's way too close. That's not how close you want a Newport to be. Oh. Okay. My Fokker is on him, but the Fokker one is just too damn slow with its old engine. Where is he? You know what? I don't really care where he is. I need to get out of here. We're flying west right now. That's no good. Turn around, fly east, and let's go. Otto has the guy in his sights. Okay, he's behind me somewhere. We are just running. They are back there. They are back there. I'm still alive. Somehow I'm still alive. Oh no. It looks like the Newport is on the Fokker now. Damn it. I think... Do I go in and try to help? Maybe I do. Because otherwise I risk getting a Fokker shot down by that Newport. But if I can go in to help, like last time, we can scare it off. This is dumb. This might be a bad idea. This might be a bad idea, but... Looking at how that fight is going, the Newport seems to be stuck behind the Fokker. And if I don't go in to help, the Fokker is not gonna survive this. It's gonna be shot down by the Newport. Yeah, look at that. He's behind him. Engine. Don't see anybody. It sounded like a Fokker actually. Let's go in. Let's dive in and scare him off. He's shooting at the Fokker. Oof. Come on, Otto. Your chance to redeem yourself a little bit here. Come on. Where is it? Where's the Newport? There's the Fokker. And I think the Newport broke off. It's no longer directly behind him. I'll slot him behind him and keep his 6 clear. But I think we got it. I think the Newport is gone. I don't hear him. He must have turned tail and is flying away. Which is what we will do now. I've cleared the 6. I'm not sticking around. I'm getting out of here. I can take 2 more notes, but no thank you. No thank you. Oh my god, look at my wing. Okay, engine seems to be okay. The direction is good. And we are just getting out of here. Some holes. But nothing too terrible, I hope. And nothing on my 6. Oh god, I almost died there. Okay, both Fokkers are here. Not directly following me, it looks like they're trying to form up, both of them. Still getting some very nasty anti-aircraft fire on them. We have to fly, we are basically east-southeast to return to Douai. Yeah, basically just like this. This is fine. This course should bring us back into the vicinity of Douai. It looks like one of the Fokkers is slotting in behind me, while the other one seems to be flying in a different direction. I don't see that anything is wrong with him, but he might have been damaged or wounded and he might be trying to get back to the nearest airfield instead of flying back to Douai. I think that's what's going on. So we have one Fokker that peeled off and is just trying to get back to the nearest airfield, and the other one is following behind me, flying back to Douai with me. Oh wow. Okay. The stress and adrenaline is just leaving my body slowly, but I think we almost died there. I'm so grateful that the Fokkers managed to get one of the Nieuports to break off before the fight started properly, so that I had only one on my immediate 6. If I had both on my immediate 6, I definitely would not have survived this. And I'm really grateful that we somehow managed to get the second Nieuport, the one that came after me, that we somehow managed to get him to break off. Maybe his drum magazine was empty, because these Nieuports, they have the Lewis machine gun on the top wing, and that machine gun has a drum magazine of I think 50 rounds, and when that magazine is empty, well, it's not easy to reload it, and they only have a very limited amount of ammunition. I think they only have one more drum magazine to reload. So 100 shots in total that they're carrying. They are really low on ammunition, and historically, to reload that drum magazine on the top wing, the pilot actually had to keep the plane level, had to stand up and exchange the drum magazine before sitting down again and continue to the fight. So, yeah. My control surfaces are okay. The plane is flying alright, which I'm very grateful for, because obviously I do have some damage. And we are now just gonna fly home. I need to go a little bit more right. I will continue to fly home, and I'll see you once we are closer to my airfield, once we are about to land. We are following this road here that should pretty much lead me in the direction of the airfield. Oh god, okay. See you soon. Hopefully without further interference by enemy aircraft. Who said that flying two-seaters can be boring? And here we are. We have found our airfield. It is just here. We are now gonna come in for a landing. And I really do hope that the airframe won't collapse when we land. I don't know if any of these spars have been damaged. If a wing collapses, that could be really bad. The Fokker that is above us is still with us. The other one probably already landed. But that's fine. Okay. Let me swing in here. And we are gonna set her down. There we go, the field is right in front of us. Pull back on the throttle. The plane is not feeling super healthy, but it's okay. Oh. Shuddering. Oh, a little bit hard of a touchdown. Pull the throttle back. Dig the skid in. Oh boy. Let's go over to the side here. Let's park right here. Turn off the engine by shutting off the magnetos. And let's take a look at our plane. Oh no. Oh crap. Will you look at that? My tail has been hit. You can see the hits on the tail fin. 2 bullets. Then we have a few bullets right next to me here on the wing. More bullets out here on the lower wing. Left wing is pretty bad. Some bullets in the lower wing, but plenty of them in the upper wing. I was able to maneuver at least the center section of the airplane out of the enemy's guns. But the wings, they got it. I'm lucky to be alive. I'm very lucky to be alive. Very much so. This could have been my end right here. Despite a 2-man escort, I should add. What would have happened if I hadn't had the 2-man escort? Things could have been extremely bad. Oh well, we made it. I will wait for the Fokker to land. He is, I think, currently on the landing approach. I hear him over there. I'm sure he'll soon come in from that direction. And then he's going to land. It's a shame that we didn't manage to shoot down one of the Newports. But Otto, I think Otto defended the plane well. I saw him get a few hits in. At least I think I did. But considering how I was throwing the plane around the sky, he actually did pretty well. With, you have to keep in mind that his, that the areas in which he can fire, they are very much restricted by him sitting in front of me here. Surrounded by the wings and by the spars and the engine and me. Ah, the Fokker is up there. Okay, it's still circling before it lands. I think it's now gonna come in. It will do one more circle and then it's gonna come in from that direction. But let me show you what I mean. If I go to Otto's perspective, the right machine gun here. Here I can't fire because I would be shooting into the propeller. So he basically has this area to shoot. And, well, here I can't fire because I would cut this cable. Here I can't fire because I would blast my own wing. Here I can fire in a limited area. And the other machine gun doesn't look much better. If I go to this one has a good arc to the rear, but only towards the left side of the plane. Also to the rear and down is okay for the left side. But then the same problem. The wing and the wing spars. And I can't move it any more forward than this. But no big deal, because then I would already be shooting into the propeller, so yeah. The angles are very much limited, because the observer is sitting in the front. That's why he gets 2 machine guns. Because if he didn't have 2 machine guns, he would be completely defenseless. Or, well, not completely, but he would be even more restricted than he is already. Yeah, the Fokker is now flying over there, will then line up with the field and will come down. Should we wait for him? He's gonna be here soon. Looking at the skies, I hear air raid sirens going off. But who knows why that is. Maybe somebody spotted a plane approaching from somewhere, maybe someone mistook the Fokker for an enemy plane. Everything is possible in this mad war. My god, the Fokker E1 is so damn slow. Looking for anti-aircraft fire in the sky. I don't see any right now. The cannons that we hear, that might also just be artillery shooting towards the front lines. It's most likely just artillery shooting at the front lines. Shooting Vimy Ridge to pieces. Honestly, you know what I wonder? Some hills, like Vimy Ridge for example, considering how many shells went down into that area. Was the hill at the end of the war smaller than it was at the start of the war? Was it just reduced by all the shelling? That's an interesting question, I think. Well, okay, he's coming in. By the way, who is that? Who followed us to here? I can't tell yet who it is. He needs to get a bit closer. Okay, and we now know it's a Fokker. E1. And if he gets closer, we will also be able to tell who's piloting it. I prefer to leave this system off to just have dots as labels. Helps a little bit with spotting distant aircraft, because that can be very hard to do on a computer monitor. Ah, this is Max Büchner. Okay. So he remained with us. Here he comes. And he touched down. Nice landing. Nice landing. He's rolling to the end of the field. There he goes. And he came to a stop. By now the other one should have landed on that other field, which is closer than this one. So let's end the mission and have a look at the results. Let's have a look. What's gonna happen? Total flying time was 57 minutes. Despite our losses, we are making headway. Get ready for your next sortie. Final status: you and your observer landed at a friendly field. Your aircraft was moderately damaged, and it is estimated that it will take 1 day to repair. Work will commence immediately on this machine. We managed to successfully write down observed enemy troop movements and activity. That's good. And our airfield is still damaged from enemy bombers. Oh boy, we did get some hits in. 6. Rounds fired 56. 6 hits. Let's take a look at the details. Ernst Hess is shook up, but he has not been shot down, so that's good. He received light damage. His aircraft will be out of order for 2 days. Both Fokkers fired at the enemies. Hess even hit one of them. And Hess was hit in return. I guess Hess is the one that had that Newport sitting on his tail. It's very good that he got out of there alive. Very good. Wait, why does it say land at Harbodan? I was not at Harbodan. I landed at Y. Hess landed at Harbodan. Oh, no way that is the wrong way around. But it doesn't matter. It's not relevant. Recon details. Good intel notes. 3 of them. Very nice. All 3 notes that I took during the mission were good. I could have taken 2 more. I can take 5 during one mission. But, yeah, nah. I decided to bug out. Didn't want to wait for more enemies to arrive. That would have been really, really bad. So, good result here. I'm happy with this. Very much so. Let's hit done and go to the Squadron menu. Another day dawns on the Western Front. The enemy shows no sign of letting up, and nor will we, so we are going to fly our next mission on the 14th of November. My machine was repaired on the 13th, so that means it's ready now. A repaired machine is ready to use. It is in the reserve pool, yeah. Battle is still raging, 14 miles away. We are so close we are permanently on edge. Be extremely careful out there, and if hit, always strive to get back over friendly lines before trying to find a suitable landing spot. It's currently quite dangerous out there and losses have been high. The air war has been dubbed the Fokker Scourge. Viel Glück. At least nobody's wounded. Oh, we have some news. Let's read them. Let me first see. Okay. There was no news in between. Night bombing of rail bridge. Last night saw a demonstration of the potential of aircraft to cut enemy supply lines far in the rear of the front lines. Flying a BE-2C, Royal Naval Air Service Flight Commander J.R.W. Smith Piggott made a daring night bombing attack on a rail bridge along the Berlin to Constantinople railway at the Maritsa River in the Ottoman Empire. He dropped bombs from an altitude of 300 feet, that's very low. But the bridge was not destroyed. That is not surprising considering what kind of bombs they are dropping at this point in the war. That's like 5 kilogram bombs or something like that. Nevertheless, his attempt has shown the potential of such attacks, and there is talk that he may be recommended for the Distinguished Service Order for gallantry. Well done. Daring. Very daring. And there we go. Next mission is going to be on the 14th of November. Although maybe not. The weather might not play ball here. We might have... Yeah, the weather is getting worse. I'll think about that if I want to fly on that day or not. That will be bad weather. We'll see. Hold on. Before I leave you, let's actually go ahead and review the mission together. Because why not? I will... Yeah, let's select all air units. That usually works best. Let me zoom in a little bit. And... Oh, that's too much. Like so. Now let's play through it. We are getting airborne. We are flying this way, circling. Moran L drops bombs up here, okay. German and A, he dropped bombs on anti-aircraft guns. Daring. Some enemies became airborne. More bombs dropped. New ports are becoming airborne. Escadrille 15. An Aviatik becomes airborne somewhere. Let me zoom out a little bit maybe. Wait, where's the line now? There we go. Okay, I come over here. I'd start taking recon nodes. Turn around, take more nodes. Turn around, take another node. And this is when we spot the enemy is coming from this direction. Let's see what happens next. My rounds hit a Newport 10C of Escadrille 57. A Newport of Escadrille 57. Is it the same one? 85? No, the other one. The second one gets hit by a Fokker. I take hits from a Newport. I take more hits. 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 How am I still alive? I take more hits and more hits and more hits and more hits. I hit them for a change. I take more hits. Oh god. Oh my god. I got stitched up really good. I'm taking a whole bunch of hits. How did my wing stay on? I hit him. Another enemy landing somewhere. Fokker takes hits from a Newport 10. I start to fly away. Look at that. You must be kidding me. I brought one down. Didn't see it, of course. So the damage that the few hits. Otto is a machine. Otto briefly hit one of the Newports, the one that was on my tail, and it looks like on the way home he crashed. Don't know if the pilot bled out or succumbed to injuries or so, or if maybe the engine was hit and the aircraft went down because of that, but looks like they tried to make it to the nearest airfield, didn't make it. I did not observe this, it was on the enemy side of the lines, so of course we didn't claim it. But wow. Didn't think that. That's nice. Okay, Fokker E1. That's... Wow, okay, so the poor guy flying... The poor guy that split off the formation, I think that's him. He received actually blast damage from an NA gun in addition to the damage that he already received from a Newport. The poor guy. Yeah, 8500 here, that's the one that received hits from the Newport. And he now received additional damage from an NA gun shell detonating nearby. And I just flew along the road and home. Escadrille 57 has Dignol up here, that's where the other one landed. I landed Y. An observation balloon somewhere takes hits from a Newport. From Escadrille 15. Takes plenty of hits. Oh, that's why the air raid sirens were going on. The observation balloon just north of Lens. I actually flew past that balloon. He received a visit from Newports and got shot down. Well, I guess that's why the Moraines went after the anti-aircraft guns here. Interesting. As the Newports were bugging out, one of them received fire from an NA gun. Nice. This is our damaged Fokker that lands up here at Hoboda. And this is the other one that lands at Y. And that's the mission. Oh boy. That's interesting. That's really interesting. That this Newport went down after taking those few hits from me. Otto is deadly. Otto is really, really deadly. I wouldn't want to be his enemy. Alright, so much for today's mission. Now we are putting an end to this video. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think of today's mission. And I really do hope that you have enjoyed this as much as I did, even though it was stressful. And that you are looking forward to more. Until next time, have some really great days and goodbye.